Now, first of all, I apologize about the angle. I tried to change everything early. Oh, hang on. I might be able to do it with this. Is this going to work? Oh, I think it does. Yay. Right, first of all, apologies for the backdrops. It's life. We're just sewing. We're having fun. My name is John Cole Morgan. Some of you have very kindly been following my channel for some time. Thank you very much. I know there are only about 4 of you. That's all right. It always starts with 4. Thank you for having me in your living room tonight. I have never done a live feed on YouTube before. Terrified maybe? I'm not terrified, but I'm just like, well, I'll just be wittering away to myself for hours. So I don't know if there is anybody there. I don't know how the chat works. I am still learning all of this. So if anybody's there, 4 people are here. Woo! Hello, all 4 of you. So what are we doing tonight? First of all, I am in the process of, my lovely, lovely, wonderful, gorgeous husband and I are in the process of buying a house. Anyone who's bought a house in England knows what we're like. So instead of sitting at home and being miserable, and I've had a bit of a day and I'm a little bit stressed with other stuff going on, I decided, you know what? And I think back to myself and I think, you know what always cheered me up and what always made me relaxed and what always made me happy was sewing a Jenny Doan quilt, because her quilts are so quick, they're so easy, they are so lovely. And I got new fabric into the shop today, so I thought, it's a Jenny Doan evening, I have decided. So I've met Jenny a few times when at the Festival of Quilts last year in 2018, Jenny 2019, Jenny Doan came to the UK, and I had the immense privilege of being able to look after her while she was at the Festival of Quilts. And she and Ron, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. Anyway, I got sent this gorgeous book by Jenny. If you haven't got it, please get it. It is gorgeous. And it's one of my prized possessions, and it sits on my lovely little desk, and I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it. And if you turn on to page 122, I'd ask you to ask me how I know, because, you know, I've done it. I love it. We had 5 people. There are only 3 left. I love it. They just pop in and pop off. So I decided I was going to do this quilt called the Falling Charms. And I'll show you the picture of it there, because I just thought that looked so, so lovely. And again, typical Jenny fashion, they are super easy to do by the look of it. Oh my goodness, that's heavier than I thought. Ooh. I'm going to put that over there, sorry. Super, super easy to do. And I am using the new collection, well, the new collection to me, the Reflection collection from Lewis and Irene. I bought charm packs, and of course, didn't realise I need charm packs. So I took a layer cake and cut it into 4. And when I got to the last one, I thought, I'm staring at 12 charm packs. Why have I just not used the charm packs? So this pattern asks for 4 charm packs. Now, the great thing about this red is, can you see that beautiful ombre? I love that. So I'm just going to show you quickly the fabrics that are in here, mainly because they're just so beautiful, and it's Lewis and Irene. I've not stocked Lewis and Irene fabrics before, so I thought I would, you know, have a little play. You know, when you run a fabric shop, you don't really get to sit around and play with the fabrics, so it's quite nice to actually just decide this evening, I'm going to play with the fabrics. So that's what I've done. And all I've done is I've just put them in no specific order. These are all the different colours in it. And you can see why I thought that Falling Charms would work so well. If you are commenting, I'm really sorry. There are no comments coming on my screen. So if you're asking any questions, I'm very sorry. I won't see them until after. I just love them. Aren't they gorgeous? Look at this one. Oh, so, so beautiful. I've shown you those. I don't think I've shown you this one. If I have, I apologize. I'll probably just show you all 168 different squares. So this color I've chosen for my border. And then for my background coloring, I wanted to use something, but then I saw this and I thought, ooh, I think this is going to be beautiful. And I love the way that blue, because there's a lot of this in the quilt. But I quite like it because it's got a really nice blue. And then each time I put one of these against it, I thought, oh, that's really nice. I like that. So that's the colorway I've chosen. Isn't that the most gorgeous of fabrics? I absolutely love it. So those are the fabrics. You've got 168 of these. Now, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, so bear with. I'm still learning, still learning. What we need to do is you've got to take your fabric. Now, Jenny Doan's video, I will put in the comments section, I will post a link to Jenny's video because she explains this so much better than I'm going to. You're going to cut 2.5-inch strips of your fabric, and right sides together, you're going to attach your 5-inch squares, and you're going to start off by sewing them, pardon me, you're going to start off by sewing them a little bit after each other so you can see when you've finished, there'll be a tiny little gap in between. And you're going to do that for all of your charm squares all the way along. And you just sew them all onto it. So all of them are sewn onto one piece. I'll show you a few of these on how to do it first. Now remember, Jenny's done this a lot better than I'm going to, so you can watch it on Jenny's video. And she's even got many cameras. I'm just using my phone. I'm very inappropriate that way. So I will hold that there while you can see I'm literally just sewing these together. And I'm lucky I've got the needle down position on mine. And all I'm doing now is I'm just putting that there, and you can see it's not that far away, but far enough away for it to be not on top of each other. And I'm keeping my 1/4-inch seam, and I'm just sewing these all together like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing for all of these. I'm going to try and put my phone over here. Hopefully you'll be able to see then. Probably not very much. But that way then you can watch me do all of this. And having 2 hands will make this go a little bit quicker. Oh, except when my phone doesn't like it. Come on, little phone. I wonder if I put it on the table, whether that would work. Let's try. Probably not. No. Just being difficult today, aren't you, my darling? Or have I got to sew slower? And there we go. So I just get the next one, and you just keep putting these on until you've done all 168 of them. Sorry. So not only is it noisy, but it's also bouncy. That's really good, John. You should go on YouTube and make really silly videos for people to be enjoying. Silly man. I apologize that you're all bouncy, but there we go. So I'm just going to lift my foot up and put that in. Put the foot down. And what I'll do is I'll do one of these blocks in completion. And then once I've shown you what I'm doing, I'll just sit and sew them all together. So what's interesting here is you're not going to get... How many have I got onto this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Of course, being an accountant, yes, really. If I was an accountant that actually could do 40 divided by 5, I'd have been able to tell you I'd get 8 on each one. And then what you do once you've done all of that, you plug your iron in, because of course that would have been far too simple to have done in the beginning. Don't know why I've got my charger in. Bear with. See, I warned you. Terrible. But we'll get nice and close to my little iron. I have a very, very fancy schmancy iron like Jenny Doan does. My darling Sylvia and Joe, who work with me, they got that one of those Oliso irons for my birthday. But it's so expensive. I decided it's too much. I can't plug it in. I'm too nervous. I'm going to drop it or break it. So all we're doing now is just ironing these, and I'm pressing them to the same side You press them how you like. Oh, that didn't do very well. Jenny makes it look so easy. So I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I'm having a terrible day, I like to do some sewing, and I like to do some stitch along. And I just like to do some stitching. So today is it's like many others, just having a bit of a day. So all I've done now is I've pressed those so they look a little bit like square bunting. I'm just checking the back has worked. It has. So I'll bring you back to the cutting board. Whoops. Aren't I doing well? Oh my goodness, this is a complete disaster. Oh my goodness, can't even see my face. So you can see I've got all my strips cut out, everything ready to go. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these and separate these apart. And to do that, I'm just using a little baby ruler. I'm following the line of the fabric there and the line of the fabric there, and that's my piece. And I'm now doing that for all of these little pieces that are left over. And then where I've got a little bit of excess over here, again, I just line my ruler up and I just trim off this little excess over there. So I'm going to do that now for these 8. There we go. So I've got another one. And then I trim off my little bit again, this tiny little bit, exactly like I did before. And there we go. And then what you're doing next is you take these, but you do them the same way. So if you're going to have your fabric at the top and stitching first, then you make sure you do that all the way along. So that's the way I'm going to do it, is I'm going to have that going to the top all the way along. But again, Jenny X describes this so much better. This is not to reteach Jenny's this is not to reteach Jenny's pattern on any level. This is just to do a little sew along and to just kind of unwind after a long week. And I know it's only Wednesday. I'll turn you so you can see. Oh, is that going to work? Don't fall over. It is going to fall over, isn't it? Of course it is. So professional here. Sorry. Not that that helped at all. So now I'm running out of little bits and I'm just going to carry on cutting these all along. These are the bits that I sewed on previously. So I'm just trimming these all down. And again, watch Jenny's videos for the tips on how best to trim these all down and everything, because she has got some really good tips on that. So what's really interesting is where I got 8 down the first time, I'm only getting 6 down this way. So yes, you're going to need a lot of these strips. So just like before, I'm now going to go and I'm going to use my iron. I'm going to press these down. I set my seam, I roll it back. Set my seam, roll it back. So we now have more bunting, just ever so slightly different. And then what you do then is you trim your blocks off. Following the lines of the fabric you've stitched on. And there's your block. And you go and make 168 of those. See? Easy. So that's what I'm going to do now for the next little while. You may be bored, you may not want to watch, or you may want to watch. Thank you very much for being there. I will try not to witter on too much for you. And I'm just going to stitch along and get it going. But they really look good. I love this fabric. It's really good. It's the Reflections collection by Lewis and Irene. It's really pretty. See, even that one. Well, not even, but look at that. And then you put them in different ways. The pattern tells you how to lay it all out. And Jenny's tutorial, she shows you how to lay it all out. So make sure you check that out. I am definitely not going to get to the point that I will be ready to put this all together tonight. But I am certainly going to give it a go. This is that gradiating colour. And I've just noticed on the back there my seam is a bit twisted. So I'm just going to set my seam again. I didn't check the back of these. Oh, those look all good. I'm happy with that. And what I'm doing there is I'm just checking the back that everything is nice and flat. And there we go. I've done another one. This one's beautiful. And again, the back looks perfect to me, nice and flat, and that's what I'm looking for. So I'm now going to just carry on stitching all of these, and you're welcome to stick around. I'm just going to carry on sticking and stitching and cutting and stitching and cutting. I see we've now moved up to 13 viewers. Wow, that's exciting. Didn't think 13 people would be around to watch this tonight. Well, welcome. So I think what I'm going to do to start with is I'm going to do the one side on all, I'm going to sew it like that of all the pieces first. I'm going to do those for all of them. So I don't know what you want to look at. So what I'll do is I'll turn the phone. So hopefully that will stay like that, but it probably won't. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I'm so clever. I have a camera stand and everything. Oh, I am a nana. What an idiot. Oh my god, I can't make this stuff up. What an idiot. Oh, I love it. This will make things a lot easier. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. That is very clever. Sorry, callers. Sorry to make you all bouncy. That's so much better. How on earth could I have been so stoopy not to know that I've got this or not to remember? Now, as you can tell by the detritus in the background, this is a working studio and it always looks like this. I'm not going to put airs and graces on. It always looks like this. So there we go. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I finally got working equipment. How can I be so silly? Sorry. That's how we learn, innit? So all of these are now sewing the short side on over there on all of the 162 or 160 that I haven't done yet. So I'll just keep going and I might change my mind halfway through and do a few more, but I'm going to do at least 50 of these now to see how I go. So the machine I'm using, many people always ask me what machine I use. This is the Janome 1600. I think it's the QPC. I can't remember what the exact... It's the Janome 1600. It is a semi-industrial machine. It goes up to 1600 stitches a minute. And it comes in very handy. I think the closest to it now is the replacement was the HD9. I am a Juki ambassador as well. I have got a Juki machine and I've got the 2200 QVP mini. And I haven't been using that anywhere near as much as I want to have. You know what it's like, you just get used to a machine. And nowadays I need to be spending more time on doing things quickly than relearning stuff, so my Juki will be on a couple of the next feeds coming up. Right, that's the first 8. Let's do some more. Everybody always complains about how noisy my machine is. She is a little bit. I do think it's very important, though, that you name your machines. So most people know that my long arm quilting machine is called Matilda. And the main reason being is when machines go wrong, you need to have named them, because if people don't know that you're screaming at a machine, well, if people do know you're screaming at a machine, they think you've gone mad. But if they don't know you're screaming at a machine and you say, Matilda, you're so annoying, or something like that, or words to that effect, then people don't think you're quite as mad as you might be. So this is called Bertha. Good old Bertha. She is very good. Oh, I love this print. I just love it. It's so gorgeous. It's Ian Rainey Macintoshy. Or like Ian Rainey Macintosh, not Ian. No, you know what I mean. It's really lovely to just be able to sit and sew repeatedly the same thing, to know, well, firstly, hopefully you haven't gone wrong, but also just to sew something really simple and beautiful. I find it very mindful. Oh gosh, look at that in the browns and the greens. So lovely. I love this collection. If anybody's joining in now, I am busy sewing the quilt that was designed and demonstrated by Jenny Doan many years ago. And it's in the Best of Block magazine. If you haven't got it yet, get it. It's amazing. And we're doing the pattern that's on page 122. Boom, 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 boom. And that's the quilt that we're doing today. Isn't it gorgeous? She's so clever. I love her. And the pattern the fabric we're using is the Reflections collection by Lewis and Irene. And I don't get paid by any of these people. I am just an uber fan of Jenny's, and I'm hoping I'm not in trouble by doing this. And Lewis and Irene, the fabric arrived in my shop today, and I fell in love with it when I saw it, and I thought, nope, I've got to have it. Let's go. So there we go. I don't know about you, but I find this terribly mindful that you can just sit and sew these wonderful pieces like that. And that's what you're getting. I just love it. It's just so restful. You feel so much better having done it. I love that type of sewing when it's really simple, really easy to do. If I go backwards, I wonder if you'll see my head. You will! Woo! And my fat body. Oh well. It's a very loved body, even if it's fat. I don't care. Now, the one thing I find with sewers, if you're sewing and you find your shoulders are going up like this, put your shoulders back and breathe and relax and put your bum properly into the chair. Get your back supporting, wiggle your hips around. It just makes life that little bit more comfortable for you. Now, when you come to do this, you may get a bit bored of the same colours being at the top. If you do, flick them around. Start on the other side. They've all got to be done. It doesn't really matter which way round you do them. And if you put it to the other side, you'll also have a good mixture of flicking things round. do think this might be my favorite fabric in the collection. But I say that and then I look at another piece and think, oh no, that's my favorite. It's just such a gorgeous collection. It really is. Well, I think so. Hopefully it'll sell. Who knows? And if it doesn't, I'll have lots of quilts in this fabric in my own home, and I'm okay with that. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a fabric hoarder. So all these little tiny pieces that are left at the end, I keep for my FPP, my foundation paper piecing. I love foundation paper piecing. So those are really good as little tiny bits of colour when you need to add just a hint of colour into something. I think that works really well. It's so nice to just stop and sew. I tested negative for COVID about an hour ago, so I did cough, but I'm not ill in any way. Isn't it terrible nowadays? You hear someone coughing, and you automatically assume someone's ill. It's terrible. I hate that. What I love about the Lewis and Irene layer cakes, or whatever they're called, is that you're guaranteed 2 of every colour in the collection, which I love. Because in this kit, you're going to have 16, because I've cut the layer cake into charm squares, you're going to have 16 of the same fabric. And each fabric will then be, you've got 16 pieces of it, which I love, because you get to play with it a bit more. There's nothing worse than buying a layer cake or a 10-inch square pack, whatever they're called, and you've only got one of your favourite fabric in it. Isn't that lovely? Another reason I love me the Lewis and Irene. Oh, we've got the purples now. We're going into the purples. We're in a new bundle. Oh, look at the dragonflies. Sorry, I get very excited about fabric. And that's why I had to sew with us tonight. Just got a little bit too excitable. Oh, I might just... I love it. I'm going to flick things around and move things around just because I can. This is my quilt. I can do it how I like. to the other one of my favourites. I have to say, when I did this, I did wonder if you did this in a light blue and did this in like a light pink, what it would turn out like. But I wasn't brave enough. I thought, no, I'm going to follow Jenny's rules to the letter. She's very clever. She's cleverer than me, so much cleverer than me. So I'm going to follow her directions. You know the thing I'm not looking forward to, having done all of these? The ironing. I always tell my husband I don't know how to use the iron, and videos like this makes him question my loyalty and honesty with things like that. Oops. Oh, that's a lot. So many to go. I'm having fun though. Do you ever get that where you're just doing lots and lots of sewing and you just chilled out and you relax and you do this? I just find it very, very mindful. So you've only got 168 of these to do, that's all. I think I've done 6. I will warn you, the number of times that you do these long stitches and the long amount of sewing, check your bobbin, because the last thing you want to have done is sewn these all together and run out of your bobbin. Ask me how I know. Ooh, we got a green one and we got a teal one, a light, you know what I mean, the light bumbleberry. I love this red ombre. Can't really see it there, but it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous colorway. I love it. So I'm already there. See, mindful sewing, just sewing and sewing and sewing. Hopefully you're not too bored at home. And you can see with the amount of stitching I do why this industrial speed is very much loved. Oh, I love this machine. Even the brown one's pretty. Isn't that a lovely brown? And it's hard to find a good brown. And there we go, we've got another one ready there. Oh, I wonder how many we've got left. Oh well, I'm not going to count them, we're almost there. Almost there. And even if we're not, I'm having fun. I like it. Oh my gosh. Look at that colourway. Oh, gorgeous. I won't deny, on this block, my quarter inch seam, not so good on that one. Oops. Oh well. No one's gonna know. And if they do, oh well. Shame. That really is beautiful. Sorry, I get very, very excitable about beautiful fabrics with blue in it. Maybe I like it more with the green, I don't know. Don't know. Rats. Whenever you don't leave your unpicker nearby, that's when you need it. Typical. Minute you have an error, you needle and threads and everything. Right, come on you. We can do this. Come on, Bertha. You've got this. You like stitching. Come on. There we go. There's my baby. Anybody else talk to their sewing machine? Probably just me. I don't even know how many I've got left, but it can't be that many because look, that's all that's left. Alexa, what's 162 divided by 6?
162 divided by 6 is 27.
Alexa, what's 168 divided by 8?
168 divided by 8 is 21.
So I need 49 strips. You need 49 2.5-inch strips for this. And I don't think I've cut enough fabric. And that's okay, because I doubt we'll be carrying on for all of this. And if we do, that's all right. I'll just cut more. I've got a stand now. I can take my stand everywhere. Hello everyone. We're still sewing. I don't know how many more we need to do, but they all need to be done. Two more, I reckon. Two more. Let's see how we go. Then you're going to have the wonderful job of watching me iron. Boring. it's 3 more. So it is 8 o'clock in the evening here in the UK, and every single evening at 8 o'clock I do this. So I apologize in advance if I set your Alexa off. Alexa, how many days until Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve will start in 142 days, on Friday the 24th of December 2021.
Alexa, thank you. 142 days to Christmas. I know. People are going, oh my goodness. I get very excited about Christmas. See, having lived in Africa for so many years, from when I was born in Africa, and I moved from there when I was 21. No, I wasn't. I was 24. I've always had a hot Christmas. So coming here to the UK and having a Christmas here, it just feels so different, and I get very excited about Christmas. And this will be the first year I can properly decorate my house for Christmas. My husband is terrified. I can't wait. Two more to go. Please, yay. And the first part is done on all of them. Now that's been in 53 minutes. Now I need to have 26 of these left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Rats, I'm short 2. So while I be going get my iron waking up, I am going to take you along for a little walk around the studio. Some of you have been here before, some of you have not. So I will give you a tour. Hopefully you're not going to, oh, you are wobbling, there you go. So this is my book collection over here, and my stand is waving like crazy, I apologize. So that's my book collection over there. These are all the fabrics that are for sale. And then that's all my personal stash over there. And you've got all the solids over there. And the fabrics that were in the sale last week are over there. Boxes for moving. Lots and lots of stuff. And this is what arrived today, which caused great terror. And we're going to just cut 2.5-inch strips out quickly to make sure we've got enough. I just realised I've left my rotary cutter on my desk. Luckily, being a quilt shop, I have many, but this one's blade is a bit dull. It's got to push a lot. 1 and 2. So we are all cut and ready. I'm going to take you back to where we were, and then you can sit and watch me iron. I know, very boring. What else would you be doing on a Wednesday night? Where are we? Let me rotate that out of the way. And I shall be back in momentarily. Oh, and I've got a bottle of water. Yay! This is all the filing Sylvia's been doing. That's my Liberty bag. I love my Liberty bag. Right, let's get going. I know there are 20 of these to be done, so let's get started. I think, if I've done this correctly, I think my ironing board is just long enough to take a full width of fabric piece, and it is, yay. Come on. There we go. I always like to set my seam first. I've just realised I did this the wrong way round. Silly boy. There we go. Right. And I just roll this back. Now, ladies, if like me, you've tried to convince your husband that you don't know how to iron, you need to just remind him, if he questions you, you're not ironing, you're pressing. It's very important to distinguish the difference, otherwise you will spend a lot more time ironing. I don't iron, I press. So far I've gotten away with it. I'm not sure how much longer I will, but there we go. I am very, very, very happy and lucky with my hubby. I think he'd forgive me almost anything. Maybe not the 85 bolts of fabric that arrived today, but you know. Forgiveness is a lot easier than permission. There we go. These are pressing quite well, actually. I know I said I was only going to do a portion of these and then carry on, but I think it just makes sense to do them all repetitively and the same and just get it all done, which is what I love with this type of sewing, that in theory the blocks can all be made in 2 hours, and then you can just take a break and either put the blocks together and have after you've had your dinner, or you do them another day, or you just put all 168 blocks once they're done in a baggie and you do them at a later date. But I needed to do them all today so that I can feel like I've done something really constructive. I think even like that they look good. Oops. Even as an imaginative scarf. I feel like it's taking longer to press each one than it did to sew them. Anybody else get to that point where you're like, bored now? Bored now? I'm going to do this one and then I'm going to carry on cutting because bored now. Right, I'm going to do one more, then I'll be done. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do 7. Right, so that is the start of the process, and I'm on my way round. Forgive me. So now, to avoid burning myself, make sure I turn that around. Oh, come on. Anybody else have a chair on rollers that you can always end up catching on the carpet? Right, so we know that 6 of these go on a row. So I'm going to trim off the excess on these. I've already got 2 left over from my previous one. So I know I need at least 4 of these to be able to carry on. So 1, 2, 3. I cut 1 too many. 4. And there we go. You just keep going and going and going and cutting these all out and get them ready. So professional. So professional. Stick your big fat hand in the middle of the way. Oh my goodness me. Don't make it a career, hey John? Don't make it a career. Right, so I've cut a few of these out. They're ready to go, and I'm getting them all lined up in the same direction as what I stitched the others, because I want to make sure they're all the same. So I'm lining these all up the right way round, and then I'm flipping them around, and I know that when I put my fabric So I know that when I put my fabric, sorry, I'm not doing this very well, apologies. Come on. Right, so when I put my fabric, I really am not doing very well on this. When I put my fabric through like this, right sides together, then I've got my piece of fabric going there, right sides together. So this bit is always at the top. That's my thing that I'm doing now. And I will do that for all 56 or whatever many I've cut out already. I think I've got 60, whatever. It doesn't matter how many you've got cut out, they all need doing. So hurry up and do them. And the next 6 are done. I have to say, the one with the red looks really good. I'm really enjoying this light greeny blue curry. I keep getting phone calls and I'm like, I'm busy, go away. Ugh. I need 2 more for this next bit. That's why I'm just taking a moment to cut out the next 2. Because then that row will be done. Right sides together, that bit at the top, and off we go. Remember when I said about the bobbin? Always check your bobbins working. I am quite good at making sure I front load my bobbins. So I've got lots of bobbins on the side over here, ready to go for this exact reason. Because it always happens, least when you expect it. And 9 times out of 10, you don't really have the energy, effort, inclination to be able to go around and start stitching some more bobbins. Not stitching, you know what I mean, winding some more bobbins, not stitching more bobbins. Silly John. So girls and boys, I'm going to love you and leave you there. That's 72 minutes of your time. I'm very grateful you could spend your time with me this evening. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you for being a part of my first live feed. As you saw, many things went wrong. Could have been worse, I suppose. I could have only half my head in the shot, you know. What could go wrong? Have an amazing evening. Look after yourselves, and I will catch up with you soon. I don't know how to close this, so forgive me while I stare aimlessly at you going, bye, have a lovely day, and figure out how I stop this. How do I stop? Bum, ba, da, bum. Have a great day, all of you. Go